Hello and welcome back to the studio, everyone. My name is Carson and this is K2 Productions as always. Today we are finally going to finish our Ravenclaw robe that we've been working on so hard. So if you guys haven't checked out the rest of the videos, I'll put them right up here or right down in the description so you can go check them out if you haven't already seen them. But other than that, let's get right into it. So now, now that we have our our clasps on. Hold on, let's try this. Oh, there. Now you can see me. So now that we have our clasps on, there's not really much else to do, but now we are going to close up the bottom almost. We're going to leave a little bit open because you have to turn it inside out somehow. So we're going to take the whole robe, turn it inside out, so that all the, all the bad stuff is outside again, okay? And it doesn't have to be like super inside out. You just need, dang, the bottom is so long. You just need the bottom edge to all be right, which is kind of hard because once you turn it inside out, it's somewhat hard to figure out where the front and the back is. The first time I did this on my first robe, I sewed it slightly off so that the front and the front was together, and then everything was shifted to the left. So then I had to take the seam out and do it all again. But basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew our bottom seam. I think this is right. We're gonna sew our bottom seam, and then, but we're gonna stop with like 6 inches ish before the edge, so that we have enough space. Probably more than 6 inches, probably like 10 inches, so that we have enough space for the whole robe to come back out, so we can make most of the bottom nice with that seam, and then when we go to the ironing board, we can iron the last, like 10 inches or whatever of the bottom inwards, and then top stitch the whole thing so that everything looks normal and fine. So I think I've got it all together. You should be lining up the blue and the black together, and so it should go on the lining side. It should go, blue, black, black, blue. So there's blue, black, black, blue, and then on the other side it should be all black. So that, that it's like the same concept on the inside. On the inside of the lining, it should be front blue, 2 black backs, and then the other front blue, and then on the outside it should be all black, 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 black. So hopefully that's correct. And we're literally just gonna sew a line all the way across the bottom, and then we're just gonna stop like 12 inches or so, however much space you feel you need to pull the whole robe out of that hole. You literally have to turn it back right side out of that hole. So I sewed the whole bottom together, and it's all inside out now, except for I left this hole, like this big, and we're just gonna pull the whole cloak or the whole robe through that hole. So just, kind of gently get it all through there, and we'll check out what it looks like once we get it through. So I'm just gonna have Easton he's ironing the whole bottom of the robe right now, and he's gonna do the same thing with the ruler again. And then once we get over to the hole where that like 10-inch hole that we left open, we're just gonna fold in the extra edges. We're gonna fold them inwards like there would be a seam there, and we'll match it up to the rest of the whole bottom. And then so it'll fold in like that, and then we'll do a top stitch along the whole bottom so that that little hole over there will be closed up, and you won't notice that it's messed up.
Just a little bit down, a little bit left, somewhere in that general area.
I put on my robe, and he put on this robe, and then we just kind of looked to see where we should put the patch We put on my robe, it is basically the top of it is even with the clasp. So I want you to put it a little higher than that. It's okay. So what we're gonna do to make sure that it's straight is when we put the robe down to iron it on, we're literally just gonna line it straight up with the seam edge. Yeah. Ironing on is not too complicated. You literally just put the patch where you want it and you leave the iron on there for a while. So we just put the patch on and there's a little bit of glue on the back basically, and now Easton's just gonna put the iron on and just kind of, you don't really have to move it around. Just kind of move it around a little bit and let it go. And as the glue heats up, it'll stick to the thing. But make sure you have it where you want it because the glue is going to show up. Oh, and also you can kind of steam it sometimes if you have a steam button on your thingy. But it really doesn't matter. It's going to stay. You can see I got the patch on. It all looks pretty good. So now we're just going to go into the sewing machine. And I'm going to do the sleeves real quick and the bottom. And this robe will be done. Now we're going to start with the bottom. So this is the bottom corner of the one that I closed. So this one is closed up. And we're literally just the same thing as every other top stitch. We're just going to start here, go all the way down the edge. And then I'll kind of show you what to do once we get to the hole down here. So you can see I'm about to be at the hole right here. And literally all I've done is just made sure the edges, so just like everything else, the edges are folded in. You can see the fold right here that Easton ironed on. Here's the fold on the other side. Here you can see. So I'm literally just going to make sure that the edges are nice and lined up together just like the rest of it so that it matches everything. And then I'm just going to top stitch right over it. And you'll never even know that there wasn't a stitch like the rest of it. And you can kind of just tuck in the little, there's a, some junk in the corner that you can just kind of tuck in right when you get to the end before you close it off so that people don't see that. But other than that, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just go right over it like the rest of it. Just make sure everything's lined up nicely. So I'm going to make sure to tuck this stuff in because I'm right at the corner. And then this cloak will be all, or this robe will be all sealed up. So you can see on this side, there we go. So you can see on this side, this is where the hole is right here, but you can't even tell. It looks like everything else. Same thing on both sides. So everything is all sealed up now and our robe is finished. All right, so here is it all finished up. It doesn't really look much different than what we just showed you because you couldn't really see the final seams that we missed, but everything's all done now. The sleeves are closed up and the bottom is closed up.
There's no hole.
And our patch is on and it's all, you got the clasp together, so now it looks like a really legitimate Hogwarts robe. So now we got two of them. Let's see if I can get over here. There. Now we got two of them, but this one's going off to a friend, so Easton doesn't get to keep it. He can make his own when he wants to.
It's also very short for me.
Yeah, that too.
Because I got the big long legs.
So as you guys can see, I am wrapping it up right now, and because I'm making this and giving it to a friend for Christmas, it's a goal of anything that I make for props that I really want to feel like it is the thing from the movie. I don't want it to just look like it. I want it to feel, I want to get the same experience that I see from the movie. So I wanted to wrap it up and make it feel like she had got it straight from Madame Malkin's and was getting ready for her semester at Hogwarts. So the first thing I did is I neatly folded it up as best as I could, made it look like it was, nice and done professionally, and put it into a clothing size box that you would get, from a clothing retail place. And then, so I actually took a ton of pictures of the owl post, and I took a ton of pictures in general of the Wizarding World, but here are some pictures of the owl post because I love how they had wrapped up like witches' hats and broomsticks and stuff like that. And, in the brown paper, I just think it looks so cool. So I wanted to wrap it just like that. So I found this cool brown paper, and then I wanted to put the logo from Madame Malkin's on it. I wanted to feel like it was coming from there. So obviously, they probably put their logo on their packaging. So I drew it all up. I'm sorry I don't have footage of me drawing it all up. I found some reference images on my phone and I just drew it straight from there, and I just penciled it out and then used Sharpie, different colored Sharpies to color it all in and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any cool like owl post stickers or, like stamps or like wizarding mail stamps or anything like that, but I think I turned out pretty well anyway. So I ended up giving it to my friend for Christmas. You can see right here she was super happy about it, and I'm very proud of it. I actually think it turned out a little bit better than my personal Gryffindor robe because I had already had one go at it and I had a little practice. Thank you guys so much for watching this series and sticking all the way through. I really hope I inspired you to go out and try and make something yourself. I'm actually planning a Universal trip during the summer, and I'm kind of thinking of wearing this to the Wizarding World Park. I think it'd be a very cool experience to wander around in a Hogwarts robe. So stick around for that if you'd like to see that, because I will definitely film it. But once again, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me for the guys that are interested in this. I love Harry Potter, and I would love to share it with everybody that I can. If you like this kind of content, definitely let me know by giving it a like or commenting down below. So now that I've finished this big project on the channel, what should I do next? I know I have all kinds of projects running around in the studio all the time, but I'd like to hear from you guys what you would like to see. I actually have a 3D printed Elder Wand that is not finished yet. Maybe I can do a video about that. I have all kinds of things that I'd love to make. So guys, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see something. I would love to make it. Other than that, if you'd like to support the channel, as always I say, just share this video with a Harry Potter obsessed fan just like you. It helps so much grow the channel, get bigger, and keep on cooking along. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. I will see you guys back here next time in the studio for a different build this time as we finish this one. And it's come to a happy ending and a good close. Thank you so much. Get out and make something.